Welcome everyone to Formula 2, and we are still in Jeddah for our fourth night in a row. This place never sleeps, does it? Not with the Formula 2 guys getting ready to go. Formula 2, we got two races here tonight. We've got the sprint race, which is about 10 laps long, and then we've got the feature race, which is 14 laps long, which is not too. Well, it doesn't sound too different, does it, in terms of lap length and everything? But it certainly is, isn't it? So this one is going to be a cracker indeed. Then the session is about to get underway. Am I going to have time to go for the drivers and the constructors? I don't. Drivers in the team's championship. I don't think I am, to be honest. So we'll start with qualifying first. This is single shot qualifying for anyone who's new to Formula Two. I wish that there was another way we can do qualifying in F2, because single shot qualifying doesn't show the whole story. I don't think of qualifying, unfortunately. But even so, then we do have single shot qualifying. Then we have the sprint and the feature race. Of course, this qualifying session is going to make up the grid for the sprint and the feature race. So wherever you qualify in this one, then if you qualify in the top 10, you will start in those positions for the top 10, unless of course you're in the wait. Hang on, I've completely messed this up. 1 second. So, qualifying. This is qualifying for the sprint and the feature race, technically. However, for the sprint race, the top 10 positions are reversed. So, if you qualify 10th, then you will start first for the sprint race. However, you'll start on pole position for the feature race. There you go. That made that. That was a bit easier, wasn't it? Oh, goodness gracious me. We're just watching Chewie at the moment, then, who is in the who's in the Charus car then. Of course, he is 16th at the moment. Then we've got I'm sure that's James Brooks. It's actually Brooksy, but I'll have to confirm that later on then. But I'm sure it's Brooksy. But he's got a new ID then. At the moment, Lucas Percy is currently fast at the moment. Now you get 2 points for qualifying, of course. It is Percy on pole position at the moment. Lights is alongside him on row 1, and then we got Jenner in the second Virtuosi car. Troy, of course, last time out a race winner, of course, along with Vessier as well, I believe, who won last time as well. We'll go through that in just a jiffy. Higgs in 7th position, Kardal in 6th, and Kardal's first race in F2. He was a monster in the 100% league. Was the Kardal? Was he finished runner-up in the end? Can he do the same in these Formula 2 machines? Siege has had a mess in the second split, in the second intermediate time, sector time, because unfortunately he's gone down to 15th, and Siege is usually a master in these Formula 2 machines, but has had a major problem there. Currently the top 3 are 4 as it was before, with 5th and 6th as well. Gamer and Higgs is swapped positions there. Lucas is currently 7th fastest, but it is Percy on pole position then, and he has got 2 points as well to his name then, with the two MP Motorsport cars get into disqualified, which means that they will be 16th and 17th on the grid then. And Julia took us around this fantastic circuit. We'll be starting 12th on the grid then. Here is the classification then for the, this is the classification for the feature race then. Percy pole position, 2 points for Percy then. Lights alongside him on row 1. Then we have Jenner and Troy, 3rd and 4th. 5th position is Vesser with Luke in 6th. Kaidal dropped to 7th in the end now, with Higgs in 8th position. Gamer in 9th, Beat in 10th position. Lucifer was my driver of the day last week. He was magnificent. 12th was Chewie. Equals in 13th, standing in the Carling. 14th is Hassan. Siege 15th. Reflection 16th. Vintage 17th. 18th Mushroom. James Brooks in 19th position. And 20th position is Martin. I think the sprint race will be under the lights, and then the feature race, I think, will be during the day. That's what I'm assuming, anyway. Whether that's the case or not remains to be seen. It caught me by surprise last time in Bahrain, didn't it? Because we did have the feature race, didn't we, during the day, which is quite a unique, it was something unique, wasn't it, really? Because drivers don't normally race in the day in Bahrain. Well, I'm wrong completely, anyway, because there you go. The sprint race is in the day, well, in the evening kind of figure. So it is a little dull out there, but we still got a lot of daylight out here in the Formula 2 category then. Now, whilst the drivers are getting themselves sorted, let me quickly go through the teams and the driver standing, shall we? And this is it. That at the moment it is Troy who's leading the way. 4 points in front of R2 Beat in second position. Siege in third position on 23 points, 7 points away from Troy. Gamer in fourth with his teammate Vessier currently in fifth position at this moment. Then let me get all the graphics and all that malarkey up. There we go. Good stuff indeed. We'll go for the grid once again then in a minute. We got Luke in sixth position there. Seventh is Jinner in the Virtuosi with Lucifer, as I mentioned, he was supreme in Bahrain last week. Bannister, unfortunate to only get 2 points. He should have got a lot more in that race. And Sirius Mushroom also getting 1 point as well. And the team's championship, Carling have taken a very early lead in front of Dams in second position. The High Tech in third with MP Motorsport currently fourth. Virtuosi in fifth on 14 points. ART Grand Prix are sixth and on 10. Prima is 7th, 8 points then. We got Trident on 7 then. Campos 1 and Charusa, the only team yet to score in Formula 2 at the moment now. So, good gosh there. Brilliant stuff there for Formula 2, isn't it? I love that. Magnificent 17, albeit my formulas are a little broken, I think, on that, so I'm going to have to fix that. But anyway, let's go through the grid, shall we? This is the sprint race, of course, there. Of course, if you've missed a couple of the action over the last couple of races, it's been absolutely faboo, hasn't it, over here in Jeddah? Brilliant stuff indeed. We do move on to Australia down under in just a couple of days' time. Then this season is fast and furious. And ALR for season 9. Then season 8 was very elongated. Then of course we had 24 races then, and it was spread up over a number of months. Then longest in terms of number of races and in terms of time and in terms of the duration of the year as well. Equals has left the session. That's not good for Equals. And I think that Equals, that is going to be a big blow for Equals because I'm sure he's the he isn't. Oh no, he is. It's Finn who's the normal driver in Carlin, but unfortunately he's MIA again. But unfortunately for Equals, he might miss the start of this race if he can't get back in. All right, R2B qualified 10th, so he's going to be pole position then for the sprint. Gamer alongside him. Then we have Jay Higgs in third, Kaidal in fourth, then with Luke fifth, Vessier in sixth position in the High Tech. 7th is Troy. Remember, he was supreme in sprint last week, wasn't he? 8th is Jenner. 9th is Lights and Percy, who is well at the back there in 10th position, who of course got pole position and 2 points to his name as well. Look at the amount of lock he's got on that car. Lucifer in 11th position, he was supreme, as I said last week, in the Richard for Sure Trident car. 12th position is Chewy. Equals is in 13th position, but he's got problems, unfortunately, in the Carling car and could be out of this one. Hassau in 14th, making his first start in Formula 2. Siege making a mistake in qualifying, down in 15th, sharing the row with, my goodness, who was that, with Reflections, Vintage 17th, Sirius Mushroom 18th, James Brooks in the car number 1 then in 19th spot, and Martin completes the top 20 here. Sprint, no pit stops is needed then in the sprint, of course, and everyone is on the medium tires. Remember what Percy did last week there. He started on the soft and flew, didn't he? But unfortunately that hurt him in the feature race. 5 lights are on. We have a disappearing. I think it's Houdini in the midfield, and we are lights out then, and away we go here in Saudi Arabia then for the sprint here in Formula 2. And a great start indeed, a terrible start for Higgs there, who's dropped down 2 positions already. And look at this, and R2 Beat is trying to defend, and Equals has joined. I don't think, hopefully he can take control of his car. Luke up 2 positions already. We have got problems then at the back, and who is that? Troy. Troy's down the back of the field, and that's Carnage in the midfield, and that's also Kai Dalu spinning around as well. And it's a terrible start here in Formula 2. Look, the Percy has damaged the whole of the car. Oh my word then, and that is Carnage here in Formula 2. It's a nightmare sprint. It started. Chewy, who's that? I think that's Chewy off the circuit. He's gone off in a major way then. Also in the Charus car as well, the only team not to score any points in the opening stages here. Equals out of the Grand Prix. Unfortunately, that is such a shame that Beats lead. Second position is Gamer, and we have got a lot of casualties in the midfield, and Percy is trying to make his way back up the field, but has got a lot of damage there on the Virtuosi car then, and he is in 11th position. Percy is that is a lot of damage there, even in the Formula 2 cars. He is going to struggle then. Troy down near the back of the field, along with Jinner as well. Those drivers are at the top for the feature, but here in the sprint, look, both Virtuosis have been in the wars, and I think both of them are going to have to We're going to have to come into the pits, I think, because there's no way they're going to be able to keep going. What about Troy then? Troy in the Carling now, and here he comes then, the championship leader in Formula 2 then, and he's in 14th position at the moment now. Troy is then, so good stuff indeed. Equaz, sorry, I don't know what happened, but I'll be back. Don't worry about that, Equaz, and that is such a shame. I think we should be saying sorry to you because you've missed the start of the sprint, but I'm glad that you're staying for the feature, my good man. Yellow flag in front of us. What is going on here? Not sure, to be honest then, but lap 1 completed. Gamer sets the fast lap of the race and leads this race. Vessier in 8th position at the moment there. Vessier, who of course is very much on a high after his incredible performances over the last couple of weeks or so. Up the inside goes Vessier, takes 7th position there. Martin down into 8th. Lights is battling with James Brooks here, which I'm sure is Brooksy. Brooksy, who is up the inside there, and I'm sure he's at the back of the field at one stage. Percy and Brooksy fighting for position here, and Percy now down into 11th position there. We have Ginner in the pits. He's the only driver to come into the pits, and Percy is elected to stay out. We've only got 9 laps around here. On board with Brooks at the moment there. Remember, only the top 8 score. Only the top 8 score in this race so far. Serious Russian said good luck to everyone then, and I think that I'm not sure what happened at the start there, but it was absolute chaos. And Light said, who unfortunately had a DNF'd, I think, in the gold race, didn't he, on Sunday, after clipping the inside wall of turn 4. Oh, contact there between Martin and Lights here as they are getting very robust to their Formula 2 machinery here. And who is that? That's Brooks up the inside. That's contact there, and I think that was a lag there, wasn't it? Because I don't think, I'm not sure. Oh my goodness me, and they're all over the show here. It's Troy Brooksy and Percy, then 3 big names in ALR's world. And goodness gracious me, and Percy's going up the outside here. Troy is backed off slightly because I think that's probably the wisest thing to do here. Lights there being dropped down to 80th position. He ghosted in front, and who is that? Someone's hit the wall. That's Brooks who's hit the wall. And now we have got Martin then, who is leading this train then. And we haven't got a proper clock on Martin. Oh, we have 5 seconds, and Percy almost spin it up, then he's up the inside. Thank goodness gracious me, Troy's up the inside as well into turn 27, and there's 3 Red Bull cars in there. Oh my goodness me, there's contact there, and it was just a unfortunately a domino effect there, and I'm not sure who's involved there. I think it was Brooks, unfortunately, as Troy, who is in 9th position now, then trying to get past Martin. They are not teammates, of course, albeit they feel like they're teammates with the same livery car, but of course that's not the case in Formula 2. It's, if you're a Red Bull driver, you have to have a Red Bull livery, don't you, for some reason? There you go. Well, we all know why, don't we? But I would rather that not be the case, but there you go. Serious Mushroom up into 11th position now, keeping himself very much on the straight and narrow here. Troy really pushing on Percy. Percy currently 4 seconds away at the moment. Now, of course, there was a lot of needle after the race, wasn't there? But in the race on Sunday, Percy and Milan not too happy with each other, I don't think now, which is definitely going to be very interesting as the season goes on. Then Percy at the moment, I don't think he's going to be happy with how this race has started either, as he is damaging and limping home in that Virtuosi car. We're on lap 3 already here. Redonkulous starting this race. R2B is down to 3rd position now. Gamer leads by 2 seconds. I've completely missed that. Gamer leads with Higgs in 2nd position, and Troy that is through, or is it? This is going to get very hard scary. He's got the inside, and he takes the position there. Percy backs out him, but I think that he may have DRS, and he goes underneath. Remember what happened there between Itemizer last night, and I think it was Higgs, wasn't it, there, as they were very close. Unfortunately, Higgs hit the inside barrier and went into the side of Itemizer, and now this time Percy on the outside here. Goodness me, look at all the slipstreaming going on in the background. Higgs down to 3rd position then, because Beat is now up the order, and what is going on here? We've got more cars. Siege is trying to get through the field. He's only up to 13th at the moment. I say only up into 13th at the moment because Siege is very good in these cars, but at the moment there is a bit of a difficult start. Percy is back past Troy in front of us, as we're just watching Kaidao, who's having to sniff up the inside of Martin. Lights has set the fastest lap of the race. Of course, that is a bonus point for fastest lap wherever you finish, so it's not just in the top 10 or the top 8 here in Formula 2, it's anywhere. Martin is now down into 12th position, but he's still up a very fine 8th position there. He's going to have to give up that position, and unfortunately he has to. And oh, Siege in the wall then, being forced off then, and that is a lot. Yeah, he's damaged both sides there of the wing of Siege then, and I think that is going to really curtail his race then. So just watching it, we got an incredible queue of cars here. Lucifer up in the 5th position once again, showing his mettle here in these Formula 2 machines. Troy on the outside of Person on there. At the moment, both VC drivers are fighting for that final point here in the sprint race at this moment in time. Then lap 4 out of 10 here. We're not even at half distance yet. Back on board the Carling car of Troy then, all over the back then with the Max Verstappen S-Car, and very much decked in Red Bull tonight. Troy is there, and now he is going to go alongside the Virtuosi car again of Percy. My goodness gracious me, look at the background there. Serious Mushroom there, keeping a watchful eye on these two, and goodness me, Percy braking so much earlier because he wants to get a slingshot out of turn 22 and 23 like he did last time, and let's see how this one transpires here then. And he's gaining, but Serious Mushroom is the man on the move here. There he comes then, and he is going to slipstream, but I think Mushroom's too far back, as is Percy as well. My golly gosh then, but I don't think I know who isn't too far back, and that's Brooks up the outside and passes Martin and through into 30th position there. Martin's going to have to get defensive here because I think that he's now got reflections all over his gearbox as well, and he is going alongside then and down into turn number 1 here, but at the moment Brooks has gone wide, which means Martin's going to go on the outside here. Oh, Brooks has had a snake then, and that means that Martin has got an opportunity into turn 3 on board now. Oh my word there. And of course it just it doesn't feel as fast when you've been on board the F1 cars. That's going to say it feels a bit pedestrian out there. And they're all probably also looking after these medium compound tires as well. No pit stops in the sprint race, of course. So they've got to really very much tickle these tires home then. Off the circuit goes Reflections there. Goodness gracious me, I'm not really sure if that's that's not a very traditional way to overtake, but nonetheless, yellow flags in front of us. Someone's gone off in a major way. It is Percy off the circuit there, and Latifi crashed there I think 1 year, but unfortunately for Percy, that is there's been major damage for both Virtuosis are now near the back of the field, and it's a nightmare race for Percy, unfortunately. Gamer leads, and second is Beat, then third is Higgs, and then we got to Luke in 4th position, followed by Lucifer, who is having a fine race once again, and all over the back now of the ART then, and here comes Lucifer. He is he is a magician in these cars. I love it for Lucifer, now up into 4th position. He's been a bit too acute then, and he'll be dropping back down to 5th then, but he's all over the back of Luke here, half distance, or just over half distance now in this Formula 2 race, and this is the sprint race, of course. Got the feature to come as well on the outside then. Luke, can he defend then? I don't think he can now, because Lucifer, like a freight train, now into a 4th position. Magnificent stuff from Lucifer, and that's one of the things I do like about Formula 2. Into the pits comes Brooksy, James Brooks said as he's had issues as well, and we're on board now with Vintage, of course, in 14th position mode of Vintages, and we've got a bit, still a queue then. Light Sarah's back up into 12th position after having a spin earlier on in this race. Well, I think he got tagged, didn't he? But I'm not sure if that was a desync or what. It looked a bit odd, didn't it, when we was watching. On board once again then with Light said as Reflection has gone a bit deep then, and what can he do here then? I think that Reflections there is going to be looking over his shoulder now as he's really struggling. Reflections, I'm wondering, goodness me, that gap's going to close. It is closing, but he's still on the outside, and goodness me, Lights have taken advantage and up into 11th position. But at the moment then, these guys are only fighting for pride rather than anything else at the moment then. Of course, no points on the offer at this stage then. There's a Light Center flicking past us now on the Campos. Lovely stuff indeed then. Martin in the dams. On board now with Martin. Unfortunately dropping down the order after a fantastic start there. But look at the understeer on these Formula 2 cars. It's incredible, isn't it? Magnificent. Or maybe not in some cases. Beat has now found his feet then, hasn't he? He's now starting to catch on Gamer. Has Gamer hurt his tires then? Or is he just or is he just trying to lay off? And of course, there's no electrical deployment on these Formula 2 cars, and there's no ERS, so they would not be using any of the ERS deployment. And as we're on board with the ART of Higgs, who is all over. Well, it's all over the back now. Brooks has got a 3-second penalty, both down in 19th position. Vintage is past Siege, who's down in 15th. We're on board with Higgs, and having a look then. Percy down into 18th position, and he's crawling, unfortunately, at the back of the field now. Percy is at, but he does have a shot in the feature race, of course, because he will be starting on pole position. Lap 7, goodness, lap 7 already? Goodness gracious me, then we've had an absolutely baller of a race, haven't we? Fantastic stuff indeed then. Serious Mesh about 9th position, and then Hassal. I completely forgot about Hassal. Up 8th position, magnificent stuff indeed then. And same with Lucifer up 7th position then. Those three drivers have been absolutely supreme today. Martin has as well. He moved up an incredible amount of positions at the opening stages, but he has struggled to maintain the pace, hasn't he, as this race has gone on, as we are in the twilight of the sprint race now. The feature race is coming up in just a jiffy, so do not go anywhere, folks. Hopefully we'll have Equaz in that race as well. He did not start this race, unfortunately. Equaz didn't, as he retired before the race started, which is such a shame because he just disconnected. Reflections has got a penalty as well. That's the second driver of penalty at the moment. Higgs then, I think it's just buying his time here then, but he will have the DRS now, the drag reduction system then. This will very much help his slipstream here. There he goes then, and he is going to, I don't think that going into turn 22 and 23 is probably the best way to do it. Maybe at the exit and lunging into turn 27, or maybe down into turn 1 there, but Higgs has got a couple of options now, as there's Gamer, and the gap is back up to 1.6 seconds, or momentarily anyway, as it yo-yos around at the moment. And now RTB, I think, who has been putting a spurt on, maybe looking over his shoulder, but look at that then. RTB has very much got to top end speed. Remember that all the setups then are exactly the same. They're on preset 3 as far as I'm aware, so it is very much then about how you drive, how you get the run out of the corner sides. This is pure racing here in ALR tonight. Absolutely magical stuff indeed at Higgs out of the inside then, and surprisingly enough, I thought that Higgs would have got that move done. Vintage is all over the back of Martin here in the battle for 13th and 14th position, and near the ear he comes again then for Vintage, and can he get past Martin and makes way with the 13th position? He's having a look then, but he's too far back. And Siege in the background there, just struggling as Percy and Jinna then just fighting for position, and just watching. Hassal's got a 3-second penalty. That is going to cost him to Vestier and Troye, and Serious Mushroom potentially as well. Lucifer all over the back of Higgs now. We got Gamer who's is yo-yoing around, isn't it? As I said at the top, at the front then, between Gamer and RTB. And I'm not sure if a Gamer's playing game set or if he is struggling to keep up that pace set at the front then. On board now with Lucifer then, of course, as I mentioned, he is my driver of the season so far. I know this is very early on, then goodness gracious me, Sean, calm it down. It's only our 3rd race of the season. It's only our 2nd round of the championship, and I'm already putting out drivers of the season. Shocking. But Lucifer has been very good in this car. I've absolutely been amazed to see what he did in Bahrain. I'm now here tonight as well with a great race so far, as the two virtuosos are in a bit of fun in 17th and 18th position. Here comes Lucifer. He's trying to go for a podium here now on the sprint race, and he's going to go on the outside. Gamer, the gap is less than a second now. The front end, so the top 4 start to concertina into each other. Troy passes Vessier and moves up into at 7th position now. Hassal just in front of us. He does have penalties, and Hassal does. At the moment, he is just about keeping 8th position there, but that's a disappointment there for Hassal, unfortunately. Once again, Lucifer struggling to get past then. Higgs going down in turn 1 there. Gamer 2 laps to go then. Gamer has looked quite good, and Vessier's back through. Unbeknownst to me then, whilst I was talking absolute waffle, Vessier back up into 7th position now, and look, Troy is having another lap now. Oh, almost contact there, and goodness me, that debris, is that debris or is that a bird? I don't know. I seen something flick up in the air there, and I don't know if that was debris from Hassal's car or not. Then Higgs got 3-second penalty. Hassal's got damage there. It is all going to pot for the Charouz team. They have got no points so far. car. They thought they could have got somewhere inside. Troye is through and up into 7th position. Wow. And got to say, the tightest of gaps there, but Troy has squeezed through and up into 7th position there. Troy sees a gap, he goes for it, doesn't he? Doesn't matter how big or small that gap is. Fantastic. Gap in the front then is 2/10 of a second out. And here comes R2B. He has the DRS as well. And look at this, with just 2 laps to go. Gavin's going to get defensive here in the high tech there. And it says R2B is flying up there. Remember that R2B is second in the championship at the moment, but at the moment he is going to take the lead at the Formula 2 championship at the very early stages here. We're on board of him once again, flying into the Dams car. And here he comes again, Gamer there, looks like he was going to go defensive there, and that would surely would have put off anyone, really. Goodness gracious me. And then coming out the final turn, look at these top 4 cars there. 4 seconds separates them, and Luke, there he is in 5th position in the background there, just out of sight. Here comes Lucifer, and Lucifer up the inside, takes Fertile, does he? He breaks earlier, Lucifer does, but he gets the momentum, he's got track position, and he is up into 3rd position. Great manoeuvre there from Lucifer. Paid positions there. Great stuff indeed there for Lucifer. Magnificent. I'm going to be singing this man's praises from now until the checkered flag in the free tree. He's been magnificent once again, hasn't he? Lovely jubbly indeed. Troy is fighting, and goodness me. And that fight is good cost him, as Vessier is still in the ballpark here. Troy, there he is in the background now. I think the debris was off Hassan's car, wasn't it? And he is really struggling now. And in front of us, we got yellow flags in the back there. It says Percy, and now here comes Troy up into 6th position on the outside. Hassan, is he going for it? He's having a look there. He's got damage now, and he is still trying to hold it on the inside. Where's Troy? He will have the momentum on the outside. He does, and he takes 6th position there. Good stuff there. Good driving from Troy. The back of the front then. This is it then. Final lap of the sprint race, and we've got one more race to come here tonight. Believe it or not, there. But goodness me, I need to lie down after this one. Fantastic. But at the moment, the Gamer still leads his way then with Beat in 2nd position. When they're accelerating the way, Beat is going to take the lead in the F2 championship as it stands at the moment. Good stuff indeed. Look at this then as Gamer. This is it. This is going to be one on the final corner. Beat on the outside. Gamer touches Beat then on the outside then, and he's going for it. I've lost my answer, but I think the Gamer just about does enough to come across the line to win the sprint race of Formula 2 here tonight. Gamer wins that race. Incredible stuff in the end. The top 4. Magnificent stuff indeed then. Oh my golly gosh there. Wow, what an incredible start to this race that was. Of course, R2B won the sprint feature race, by the way, which I was trying to get in there, which I was trying to mention actually throughout the race, but it was just too quick, wasn't it, for me? My golly gosh there. Gamer won that race, and that is his first race win of the season, I believe it is indeed then. So good stuff indeed there for Gamer, and he'll be overjoyed that R2B had the chance there, didn't he, in the final turn, but he did get squeezed then. Rick said he almost had it then, but I think he'll be very happy with 2nd there, won't he, as he now leads the Formula 2 championship as far as I'm concerned, which is a very big if, because you know my maths. By the way, let me read out the comments, shall we? Because I must say that I haven't read the comments at all yet, and we've been on there for, what, 20 minutes now? We got Formula Woo from Nosy. Good luck, as I was saying to everyone. Judge Marshall was saying good luck as well. Well done, ex-gamer Rick is saying as well. Then a great race between those two, and I must say at the very end then, R2B did have the legs. Right, do you want to do it again? I think we should, shouldn't we? What an incredible start to the race here tonight then. That was, of course, the sprint race. Well done to Serious Mushroom, who has done a good job. I don't know where Serious Mushroom finished, actually, at the end then, because they was all jumping around there. So we had a couple of penalties towards the end of that race. But, my gosh, there, it was a cracker, wasn't it? That one was. And there, oh, look at that, that's magnificent there. Gamer there, flying the flag there for Belgium. Magnificent stuff there. I love that celebration. That is probably the highlight of the week for me. Magnificent. And Gamer there, lofting the trophy high above his head then. And he sprays the bubbly, his first win in Formula 2 of the season. And also High Tech's first win as well. So good stuff indeed there for Gamer then. But what a race that was. R2 beat 2nd in this one. But it's all all about consistency in Formula 2, isn't it? So he is going to be delighted nonetheless with that then, isn't he? Let's take a final look at the classification then from the sprint race there, and it was Gamer who won this race set, won the sprint race, I'll say, with R2B in second there. Lucifer fastest lap and third position as well. What a drive! Higgs in fourth position there with Luke in fifth. Troy in sixth position. Seventh position was Vessier, and Cirrus Mushroom coming from 18th to 8th and gets that final point as well. Rest of the classification, and Hassel 3-second penalty and damage costing points, unfortunately, and for the Charouz team as well. Still yet to get off the mark. Kaidal in 10th, Lights 11th, 12 Reflections, Martin 13th, Vintage 14th with Chewy, Jinner, Brooksy, Siege, and Percy was the final classification. And Equators unfortunately did not start the race with technical gremlins at the start then. All that for no points, Cirrus Russian saying. You got 1 point, my good sir. So I wouldn't worry about that. So Cirrus Russian got a point in the end because it's the first down to 8th, and it gets the point then. Or it certainly did on my screen. I'm thinking Cirrus Russian finished 8th, didn't he? I'm sure he did. Right, let's go on into the feature race now. Let's see that we got no night race in Formula 2. I thought we would have had at least one night race. Never mind. Anyway, but what I quite like with Formula 2 as well, it's not only different cars, we also race at different times of the day as well. We've had night races all the way through in Jeddah tonight, and in Jeddah for most of the week, haven't we? And now we're driving around in the daytime. So our final race in Jeddah for this week. Then before we move on to Australia on Sunday, of course, I must. This is a good opportunity to actually say that I apologise profusely to Milan, as I said that Percy won the race on Sunday. It wasn't. It was actually Milan that won the race. But no, I even read the race review and I didn't see the 5-second penalty, which is shocking behaviour indeed. It was in the licence points, and so congratulations to Milan getting his second Grand Prix win of his career. Good stuff indeed there from Milan. Really well done indeed. Let's hopefully get the formation lap going. And everyone on the medium tyres again. Then this is a 14-lap race now, so you would have to do a stop at the very least then in this one. And now we're away. And away we go then. And going down into turn 1 then is Cirrus Mushroom Lights again. I think Lights, I think he means oh, does he mean it's, I'm not sure if he means the Lights then, or Lights himself then. Right, let's go through the great, as Vesser's been disqualified already. That's not good, is it, for Vesser, who's starting 5th. Percy pole position, and he's got 2 points, but he had a nightmare race in the sprint race. Lights is alongside him on row 1 then. We got Jinner in 3rd position, and the 2 Virtuosi cars had a nightmare sprint, but let's see what they can do in the feature. Troy in 4th position there. 5th is Vessier. Hopefully Vessier can take the start. He doesn't have the same issue that Equals did in the sprint. 6th position is Luke, then Kaidal in 7th. 8th position is Higgs. 9th is Gamer, who won the sprint just a moment or two ago then. With R2B, who got 2nd position. 11th position is Lucifer, who got 3rd in the end there, so great stuff from all those drivers. Chewy in 12th position there. 13th position is Equaz. He is in the race at the moment. That's good stuff indeed there from Carlin Carr. Hassel in 14th then. Then we've got an all MP row 8 here of Siege and Reflections. Nightmare sprint there. Hopefully they can do better in the feature. Vintage in 17th position. Cirrus Mushroom in 18th. 19th is Mr. Brooks, and 20th position is Martin. And that is our 20-car grid here in Formula 2. And look at this, Percy is basically a half a lap in front of everyone else at the moment. He is keen to get this one going, isn't he? Percy is there, and probably wants to put to bed the nightmare that was the sprint race, which was earlier on then. Of course, to just watching Percy now coming out of the final turn then, that he's going to get this one started then, of course, for the Virtuosi. It's incredible, isn't it? How he maneuvers that car. Magnificent stuff indeed then. Right then, so Percy on row 1 on pole position, and with 2nd position the motors Lights. So here we go then as well. Just a quick line on the joint constructors then. As Percy's been disqualified, that may cost him a good run down. So well, remember we had a rolling start in bronze, didn't we, last night? Which I must say that the first time ever in ALR we've had a rolling start, and I think the admins love that rolling start and probably wants to implement it all the time, don't they? But luckily, that's one thing the admins can't do, and this is also not IndyCar car either. Right, let's get going then for the start of the Formula 2 race there. And Martin there just lined up 20th on the grid. Then Brooksy, who's a little further back in the Jeruvela car, in the Prima, just lining up 19th on the grid as well. So Percy, unfortunately, disqualified along with Jenna and Vessier as well. Then let's get ready for the lights, shall we? And at the start of the feature race as well, we got 5 lights are on. Then they have gone off, but let's see then. And now we're on board with Percy, and it's go. It's a terrible start for Percy. We see him go and then stop, and he's all the way down the order. Percy on a nightmare, and Lights takes the lead with Troy up in the second place there. That's Percy off in the background. It's a nightmare start for the pole sitter. We see him go and then jolt, and there's a problem then for the start then for Fercherosi. Lights leads Troy in second place. Then there's a car on the inside of the ART of Higgs getting on the inside of Vessier here. And who's that? We got Carnage there. That's Lucifer off the circuit. That is Chewy off the circuit as well. Brooks off the circuit as well. Nightmare. Look, there's Percy. We're not sure what happened with Percy. He started, then stopped, didn't he? Unusual stuff indeed there. We're just watching Higgs who is defending Kaidal up the inside of Jenner. He's having a fourth there. Both Fercherosis are dropping down the order. There's contact in the back of Jenner. And who was that? I don't think that was special. I think that might have been Higgs. And is that Jenner off? And who's in the wall then? That is R2 beat. We were goodness me, if R2 beat it, I think Jenner came to blows. That's damage on the ART, Dam's car. And oh dear. Carnage, this race is that there's look at the front too. They have absolutely long gone from Luke in third position as they flick through turn at 22 and 23 for the opening battles here in this race. Then we've got 14 laps in this race, but Troy is going for the lead in this one. He had a nightmare sprint, but he still got points, and now he's going for the lead here in the feature race. He's alongside, and he takes the lead there. And Troy, does it, because Lights has come back out of there. They're rubbing wheels and banging wheels, and we've got yellow flag in the fast chicane. And it's Lucifer off the circuit. Unfortunately for Lucifer, we got a drag race down into turn 1 there. Lights there is just, it's a dead heat there. It's a dead heat there as we set the fast lap of the race on lap 1 here. Jenner dropping down the order, but he's in the pits there. Both from Fercherosi cars a nightmare. 5-second penalty as well. And Troy is still alongside the Lights and Troy, but alongside each other almost for half a lap now. Troy Lights on the inside, but Troy takes the lead there. And in front of Lights he goes, and that is a crucial part of this race. My goodness me, great driving from both of them. But Troy, of course, the gold champion, is very much showing his gold standard here tonight. Brilliant stuff indeed. Lights in second. Third is Luke. Fourth is Kaidal with Higgs in fifth position. Vessier 6th. Seventh is Gamer with Hassal up into 8th. And Equals in 9th. And 10th is Percy making his way back through the field after a nightmare start in this race. And Percy up the inside then. And goodness me, that was a day late and $1 short there. Siege is up the inside now, passes Percy. Now can Siege get some points, who also had a terrible sprint race. Both drivers who we usually expect to be in the hearts of the top 10 and are having a nightmare opening race here earlier on today. But Percy then just riding the curb then a bit too much, and that's probably going to lose his momentum. Watching Gamer then, watching Hassel and Gamer, and Hassel was in the points for the majority of the race, but had a penalty at the end then, and also damaged his front wing, which really cost him then. Into 22 and 23 they come then, going over the curb then, hopping back on. That is going to be Equals, and now going to make really make it. Oh goodness me, in the Williams liveried car link here then, and goodness gracious me, Hassel then is going to have to really get his elbows out here. But I think that he may have this advantage with no DRS just yet then. Goodness gracious me then. Lap 2 completed then. Gino right at the back of the field, and so got goodness me, it looks like 5 seconds then. The fast lap was quicker than the last lap before then, but of course they were fighting quite hard. But Lights 6 seconds away then, but the gap between Lights and Luke is about 2 seconds so far. On the inside goes Equals, and so Hassel takes the outside and gets the position, and Lucifer sending the fast lap racer just underlining his pace, and he hasn't come to the pits, I don't think yet. The inside goes Equals now and forces Hassel off the road. Percy's on the outside. There's going to be contact. There is contact there. there, and goodness gracious me, and I think that I'm wondering if some of the, goodness gracious me, and Hassel then going off the circuit, getting very robust in the Charouse car, but now Percy up the inside takes the position, and away he goes, and now Siege has passed as well. Now Percy, that was a great manoeuvre there, he's thread the on the needle, and over to eight finish there, magnificent. Siege is on the inside. Oh wow, that was great racing by Percy there. I must say, I thought I was going to end in a major contact there, but in the end Percy managed to get his way through. Equaz is ninth, Siege in 10th position, Hassel unfortunately dropped down into 11th position in that round of, in that flurry of battles there. My word, incredible stuff indeed. And now here comes Hassel coming back out. Siege had a great run out of the chicane, and he's back up into 10th position. Now, goodness gracious me, Siege has had to bail out that ever so slightly, didn't he? As Hassel there very much flying, isn't he, here tonight then in 10th position there, of course, as they flick over the fast chicane then before onto the back straight. Once again, DRS is now enabled. There's the line then for DRS, and there they go. The drag reduction system is open for business here, and of course, unfortunately, Percy has not got it. You have to be within a second of the car in front, and at the moment it's all stalemate then. Troy's has another fast up the race then. Oh my word, there is Hassel there really rested in the car as Reflections and Martin are switching positions in the background there, just watching to see how this one unfolds. And Vessier passes Higgs and makes his way up into 5th position. Oh! Goodness me, and Hassel then, goodness me, rubbing the car, goodness gracious me, but he's gone wide, and now Siege is going to try and come back out as well. We've also got Vessier and Higgs there fighting tooth and nail. There they are. Ginner set the fast out races on the soft tyres. That ain't going to get to the end, surely. I've been wrong before. I probably am wrong again on this one, but I'm not sure if he'll be able to get to the end now. Vessier has got 5th position, but then with Higgs in 6th position. I wasn't sure who to watch really on that round of on that flurry of battles. Then Higgs has got the advantage, and he's got the momentum, but unfortunately he's at the wrong part of the track. Then if he stays this close, then with DRS coming up, 3 DRS zones have come up momentarily. Serious Mushroom passes Vintage and up into 12th position now. Good stuff indeed there. Siege then, Serious Mushroom is just watching and reflecting, and talking of reflecting, here comes Martin and Reflections in 14th and 15th position now. R2 beat trying to come back through the field then after earlier contact, but he's got damage there, but he's elected not to pit them because it would have really hurt his strategy. Of course, the pit stops are not as fast as F1 then, because you only have one mechanic per tyre. Siege up the inside, on the outside, contact there, contact. Siege had to take a base of action there, and Hassel is back up into 10th position there. Very robust indeed there for Hassel, determined to keep that 10th position there. Serious Mushrooms out through into 11th. We've also got Reflections also nipping through, and my goodness me, sorry, that's not Reflections, that's Vintage there, up into 12th position. Siege down to 13th. Siege is not going to be too, I don't think he's going to be too happy with what's transpired so far here. Look in the background, that's Lucifer and Brooks having a good old scrap for 18th and 19th at the moment now. I think that the drivers near the back, and they're still quite close together still, so anything can happen in this race, but they do, 5 second penalty for James Brooks then, unfortunately. And my goodness me, what's going on here? It is Reflections and Beat there. It's up into 14th position now. Of course, he got second in the sprint race, dropping down. Oh goodness me, Reflections trying to hang it on the outside. He's going to have to bail because he's going to be on that curve, which is going to lose the momentum. It has lost the momentum. Martin had a sniff, but no more than that, unfortunately. No, it's Reflections. Reflections. I've got the man on the brain, haven't I? It's Vintage down in 13th position here in the Trident car, unfortunately. Well, action drama all the way, isn't it? Vessier hasn't been able to get now really extend his advantage over the ART and his teammate in the second high tech of Gamer here. And there, we just seen a flash of Percy. There he is, the man who's on pole position, down in 8th position. He just didn't get off the grid, did he? My word there, and oh my goodness me, and it is absolutely contact in the wall there. I think that was Higgs who made contact, and down into and Gamer just about kept it hold of the barrier there. I think Higgs kissed the inside barrier, didn't he, at 22, and that really sent him off, but he's going for it again. He's up the inside. Is he going to get that car stopped? He does. Gamer staying on the outside then and getting more purchase then, and through he goes. And I think that we've also got Percy in the vicinity as well. There he is, and there he goes in 7th position now, and now make that 6, is it? Because he's slipstreaming the Gamer as well. He's going on the inside, now the outside. Gamer stays on the inside. There's contact again, and now Percy up into 6th position here. Gamer trying to hang it on the outside. There's, oh my goodness me, this is racing of the absolute utmost here. Skill, determination, everything is on the line here. We're magnificent. All Gamers getting squirrely at the rear. Wow, that was incredible. How on earth did they keep that battling going is beyond me. They exactly knew their width for the cars, they knew their skill, they knew everything, they knew where the other driver was, and they all drove absolutely splendidly. Magnificent stuff indeed. I love it. That is why we got Formula 2 at ALR, because it just shows how incredible this race can be. Let me get the graphics back up. Goodness me, I completely forgot about that. In the back, R2B is now homing down on a reflection at the moment in the battle for 13th and 14th at the moment. We're just coming up to half distance in this race then. We've got 2 drivers on soft tyres, so Brooks and Jinner out of this race at the moment. And they both need a safety car or something to get themselves back in this one. Troy's got a gap of 3 seconds over Lights in the Campos, and with ARTs and Luke in 3rd. Kydal in 4th with Vessier 5th. Lucas Purser on board with now in 6th position there, but Higgs is not given up on Gamer yet in 7th position. Gamer, of course, a race winner in the sprint a minute ago. Well, more than a minute ago now. But in 8th position at the moment, R2B has got past Reflections, good stuff indeed. Then going back to this battle here then, and oh my word then, and yes, there's Higgs still in 8th position now. I'm really struggling with his name, don't know, shocking. When are they going to come to the pits? So we're at half distance now. When are the soft tire? How long the soft tire is going to last for? I'm surprised that no drivers actually went on to the soft to begin with. Vessier losing out, then there's Percy back up in the 5th position now. I am very surprised no one started on the soft tires there, because we said last week there that Percy flew through the field on those soft tires in the sprint race, and I'm surprised no one tried it tonight then. But there we go then. Everyone's starting on the medium tires. They're just trying to keep it on the straight and narrow. The grid is so packed and so congested, so this is going to get very interesting indeed in this one. So, and as we're just watching Gamer then, in 8th position at the moment, in the top 10 do get the points there. There's Equals in 9th position. 10th position is Cirrus Mushman, and hoping to get a point. Cirrus Mushman. Siege, though, is hunting him down then, along with Vintage as well. R2B has got damage, but he's still providing very quick times there, isn't he, in that Dams car. Down in 13th position, R2B is very good stuff for keeping it going then. It's very difficult to get back into this race, isn't it, where it just goes a bit peaked on. Watch it as a Lucifer is now past Reflects as well. Lucifer also trying to come back from the field as well. Here comes Gamer, and he is through, and he is through. This is where it gets very squeaky indeed then into 22, but he's done it. Higgs has gone, oh goodness gracious me, no, he's done really well then. I thought they were side by side still. Oh goodness me. And Gamer there just, he reeled in Gamer so quickly out of the exit of 23 here, but now once again these drivers are going all out here, fighting for everything here. Yellow flag then is Reflections off the circuit, and we've also got Lucifer off the circuit as well. And what has happened then? And Lucifer in the wall, and oh goodness gracious me, and I think he's still in the race, is he? He is still in the race. He's just parked it. We've got cars that flying everywhere. What's happened? Into the pits. There comes Lucas Percy on the soft tire. It's a safety car. That's why. My goodness me. Whilst I was focusing on the inside, it's a safety car. Lucifer now coming back into the pits. I think he might be under investigation for that though, because he literally parked on the racing line. Troy has missed the pit window, so he is going to have to go around again then. So who else has also missed it? And Percy is the first driver to pit under the safety car, and he is now out in 11th position. And Kydal in 12th. Equals and also Hassau in the pits as well. And who we got there? I think we got a Q in Charou's car. It is Chewy, who's unfortunately behind his teammate there. So he's now going to go onto the soft tires as well in this one. And there he goes. And so there it is on soft tires. And you have to make a mandatory pit stop in this one. Reflections also into the pits, as is Brooksy, James Brooks. Well, you got 2 soft tires and I think a medium tire in the in Formula 2 in this race. And so now then, as we got Brooksy, who's got a new set of soft tyres, and away he goes. So at the moment, Troy does have quite a nice advantage at the moment, doesn't he? So safety car is out there, and safety car is just parked at the exit of turn 3, I think that is, or turn 2. James Brooks coming out of the pits now. In a very difficult race here for Brooks. I'm not sure if it's the Brooksy we know, who's usually racing in bronze, or if it's a new guy. But whatever the case may be, he's having a and he's also gone over the white line as well there for Brooks, but. And I think also coming under scrutiny there from the FIA for maybe flooring it a bit too heavily there. So Troy then, of course, coming into the pit said we should keep the lead here unless someone is going to go for an audacious strategy. I'll be surprised if anyone stays out, but I have been surprised before. I'm normally surprised, to be honest. Into the pits now comes Troy. Lights will be in as well, Luke will be in, and I think that the ARTs may have to queue here, and same with the high techs as well. So ART and high tech are going to have to queue. This could be a major problem now. Into the pits now then, and here's the Campos going to work there for Lights. He's doing a good job in second position at the moment there. Troy coming out of the pits, and Luke is in the pits, and here comes Vestia as well. Look, and I think then so. Yes, this is the problem now. Then Higgs there is the same with a Gamer as well. Same with Gamer as well. Look at how much time they're losing here in the pits, and the high techs are still scrambling. As are the ART team then, and they have lost an almighty amount of time here. Higgs is still in the pits. Well, R2B has not come into the pits, I don't think, or has he? He has, you know. And look, Higgs is down in 8th position. Gamer down in 30th position. This safety car has been absolutely appalling to the two drivers, and unfortunately, that is the problem when you have two competitive drivers on the same team. It is going to be twice as painful, though, isn't it, when you're an F2, because there's only one mechanic per wheel. Into the pits comes Lucifer. He's still got all 20 drivers running in this race. Goodness gracious me, then. I think that we have to test the Trident team then, because they came out in record time now. The rear left wheel, they were sticking on Lucifer's car then, but the mechanics have luckily got it going. But Reflections in 18th position, Lucifer in 19th there, and Brooksy is in 20th. I think the Brooksy may struggle to get out in front then. So safety cars out, then we're going to have a short, sharp end to this race then. Troy leads this race then with Lights in second. Third is Luke with Kai down in fourth. Percy is made up, is got up into 5th position now. Great stuff indeed there for Percy. I can see the leader. Vessier down, Vessier in 6th position there with Equats in 7th. Higgs is dropped down into 8th position there. Siege is 9th, and Sears Mushroom is down in 10th position. Vintage and Length Gamer, the biggest loser in this one there, unfortunately, because he was too close to his teammate Vessier. He has lost an almighty amount of positions, down in 12th now. Beat, who has not changed his wing in 30th position. He's still quite quick, Beat. He is there now. I reckon he can still get some points from there. Hassal in 14th position there with Jenner in 15th, Martin 16th, Chewy 17th, Reflections 18th, Lucifer in 19th, and Brooks in 20th position. I think we're going to have one more lap behind the safety car, then we'll be going then for a fast and furious 3 more laps here in Formula 2. Troy then, of course, they brought a race winner already. Then he's won one sprint race. Can he get a feature race win under his belt as well for Troy? Then, of course, as we come across the line, then so we'll be back. So we're just waiting for the final drivers then to catch up, and we'll be getting going once again. I wonder if some drivers there might come into the pits, and maybe some drivers then from the back of the field then. If anyone's got any fresh tyres, I was wondering if maybe Martin or Chewy or someone like that may come to the pits, or Jinner, throw on another set of soft tyres, and of course they do have another set of soft tyres if they need to, but at the moment they have declined it to take up that option, haven't they? Perhaps in the wear is not as bad as what we thought around here. Remember, it wasn't too bad at all for Vessio last night then, who went from medium to soft, I believe, didn't he? And that's what won in the race, wasn't it? That strategy call from Vessio now leads the Bronze Championship, I believe, and in fine style as well. The joint constructors, and of course, then will be out later on tonight. However, any of you Aston Martin drivers that probably want to look away at the moment, because out of 6 races, Aston Martin have only scored twice then. So it's a nightmare start for Aston Martin, the joint constructors. They've only got 8 points so far. So Aston Martin really need to pull up their socks, so to speak. They've had 2 8th positions so far in the first 6 races. I can't remember who's leading the joint constructors now. I think it's Haas. I'm sure, yeah, I think with Donald Dan's second position last night, I think that Haas are now leading the joint constructors. 1 point in front of the Mercedes at the moment, which is going to get very interesting indeed, isn't it? We get 2 sets of softs and 2 sets of mediums. 1 set of softs we use in quali and 1 set of mediums in the sprint, unless we choose otherwise. Oh, so that's probably why no one in the pits has come in to set a new set, get a new set of soft tires. They've already used the set in qualifying, haven't they? So thank you very much, Luke. Then that's why I need to do my homework on Formula 2, don't I? There we go. Hopefully the safety car will be in, then we'll be back racing once again, and with just 3 more laps to go. There it is. Safety car is in now, and we'll be back racing then for just 3 more laps then, with Troy leading the way with Lights in second, Luke in third position there, Kydal and Percy 4th and 5th, and we're on board now with the Formula 2 race leader, and of course the man, the gold world champion as well, Troy, who's warming up the soft tyres, and it's going to be a sprint finish here in Jeddah. And it's going to be very much edge of the seat stuff, isn't it? What can Gamer do from 12th position? The safety car has really ruined this race. Same with Jay Higgs as well. We're back racing, but not for Percy. Percy is in the wall, and that is a major blow for Percy. And I think that's also... Oh, and he's Vintage. I think he's trying to let Percy back through, is he? Because I think the Vintage might be under... I think I'm wondering if they deemed he overtook there, but Percy has gone off, and as he damaged the car, I think he may have done, but that's a major blow there for Percy, and really that sums up Virtuosi here tonight, doesn't it? Yeah, he's damaged the end plate, and that's a big blow indeed. Then, and 3 cars there. Oh my goodness me, that is going to end badly. No, it hasn't. Hassel there waving the finger there. Oh my goodness me, and Jinder and Hassel almost coming to blows there. They did come to blows, and they're fighting once again in R2B with a wing damage there, and now we've got Jinder on the outside then. Hassel down into 15th position then, and Jinder going back up the inside then, and here we're on board now with Hassel. Contact there, and Beats been spun off there, and my word, that it was getting a bit too close, and I think that just kind of sums up Beats' race in the feature. It's been a nightmare race, unfortunately. We got Lucifer also down in 19th position as he is losing out as well. We've got James Brooks there on the outside then, and look at this, as we've got a lot of cars very close in this one, there, but as Chewy dropping down the order, Lucifer up to 17th position, and Brooks there just keeping a watchful eye then as Reflections scampering across the runoff area, and that is going to very much help as Gamers pass Percy. That is going to very much help Lucifer up the order, and he has my word there, and he is up to do 16th position, but look at this as coming into turn 20. Oh no! Oh my goodness, we have 4 Reflections is going to dive on the inside there. I thought that was going to be a Finn Murphy replay from last season in silver. But Brooks in 18th position now there. Yeah, Gamer passes Percy in number 12 position. Interesting, no arm to Percy at the start next. He was back in the 5th position then. It looks like he's struggling for starts, isn't there? He couldn't get off the start then, and then under the rolling start and then the safety car as well, there's problems for Percy and the Virtuosi that will have to be investigated, I think, because that has cost Virtuosi majorly in this one tonight there, as Gamer and Percy then are very much leaving it all on the track here tonight. Lucifer and Martin are also fighting tooth and nail as well, and there they are, and Martin is got 50th position, but Lucifer has the inside into turn 3, but I think Lucifer thinks better of it at the moment now. Lap 12 out of 14 in this one there, as Jay Higgs has got a 3-second penalty. 3-second penalty for Jay Higgs. That's going to knock him out of the top 10, unfortunately. Siege has now made his way up into 8th position. A good recovery drive from Siege here tonight then. And let's see is a Gamer going up the inside as well. I'm not really sure who to make for driver of the day, to be honest there, because I think all of them have had a bit of a day of it, haven't they? To say the least, there. Serious Rush up 9 position. Good stuff indeed there for Serious Rush, and Siege up 7, Equals up to 7 as well. Good driving from those drivers. Difficult. Oh, and Gamer and Percy have both followed each other into the wall there, and yeah, a nightmare day for Virtuosi then, who started 1st and 3rd, I think, in this race, and now 11th and 13th. No points so far for Virtuosi in either sprint or the feature race, which is going to be very costly indeed then. And oh no, and Percy is off the circuit, and it really has summed up his day for Percy, hasn't it? What a disappointing race this has been there for the Virtuosi car. Yeah, I think he just went over the curve there, didn't he? I wasn't really looking on the stream, to be fair. I was wondering why my laptop was flashing at me. Hassel now up into 13th position, make that 12th then. And I'm going to stop watching that for a minute there because we've got Siege and we've got Vestier and we've also got Vestier and Kaidal fighting as well. My word, that lap 13 of this one then. Higgs has got a 3-second penalty. I think Vestier's also got penalties as well. Yes, those drivers are going to, and Brooks as well, but those drivers in the top 10 are going to lose the top 10 positions, I feel. Maybe then as Hassan's passed Jinner off the circuit, and once again these drivers are fighting for every inch of the track here. My goodness me. Shades of Felipe Massa. Oh no, maybe not. And a contact there. I was going to say shades of Massa and Robert Kubica from Fuji in 2007, albeit it was a much worse day, wasn't it, in terms of in terms of the rain, wasn't it? On board now with Troy leading the race, and on board Siege, who's still trying to get past Higgs here. Vestier is all over the back of Kaida as well. Chewy dropping down, taking the position as Brooks is now up into a 17th at this moment in time. Then get your votes for driver of the day in, ladies and gents, as that poll is open until the end of the race or end of the stream. We got 2 laps to go as going into 22 and 23. Remember, the next time the ALR is on air is Down Under in Australia. Of course, one of the best circuits on the calendar. I'm not convinced about the circuit changes personally. It's much more fun to drive, but from a traditionalist point of view, I still prefer the old one. Right, as that probably doesn't make any sense. Up the inside goes Siege, and he is through and up into. No, he is not, because Higgs is coming back at him, and we've also got the battle for 4th and 5th then as well. And goodness me, then Kaidal is really getting strong armed, and so is Fasher as well. Up the inside. He's done it. He's through up into 4th position. Magnificent. Higgs and Siege, and now we've got Cirrus Mushroom also feeding a bit of interest as well in this one as well. Oh, contact there for Higgs, and they both got off the circuit. They both come back on there, but Siege has lost out majorly said, and one of both of them were probably a bit too stubborn to perhaps bail out of that one there. But Higgs still has a 3-second penalty, doesn't he? Gamer is just 0.2 of a second away from getting a point in this one there, which has got Cirrus Mushroom up into 7th position. Or is he? Higgs has gone in very deep. No, he hasn't. I thought he flew in there. Magnificent from Higgs there. Just found the braking point so much. Just had an earlier break point of that. Then as Percy is off the circuit, and I think that R2 beat there. And I'm not sure if they've come to blows or whatnot, but both are at the backfield having a nightmare race, unfortunately. And that is not a good way to end. It's not a good way to end this one there. Gamer is now all at the back of Vintage, and this could be heartbreak for Vintage, who could be on course to score a point for the Trident team. Then it's been a very trying day as well for the Trident as well. Not too trying for Troy in the second race, I must say, as he is coming out of the final turn then, and he is going to win the Saudi Arabia Grand Prix out of the final turn, and he wins the feature race. This is his second race win of the season for Troy. He wins the Saudi Arabia feature race in magnificent style. Really good stuff indeed there for Troy, and a second in front of Lights. Great drive from Lights and Luke then out of the final turn, and here comes Gamer. It's going to be a dead heat then, but I think Vintage just got it. Oh my goodness me, yes, Vintage is just not finishing. Gamer in 10th. And by 44 hundredths of a second there in the end there. But Vintage 9th position, Gamer in 10th position. Unfortunately, Higgs doesn't get a point in the end there. And Vesser drops all the way down to 6th as well. But today is the day of Troy, who will retake the lead in the championship. Will retake the lead in the Formula 2 championship, as Lights has retired from the race and the session there. So I think he still gets his P2, unless the admins are feeling a bit fruity there. Magnificent stuff deep there. As a Troy, Troy, that great drive back from Troy, and I'm sweating buckets there. Serious Mushroom, drive of the day there. Very good stuff indeed. Dennis. Well, that was a very interesting race, wasn't it, to say the least? Magnificent stuff indeed. And there's Troy. He's going to be overjoyed with this result, isn't he? There with a great performance in the Carling car, and really good stuff indeed. Then, of course, unfortunately, his teammate is MIA at the moment, so that's probably why Carling are not having to have a bit of a it's just kind of having a bit of a reserve drivers, isn't he, in the Carling team? But hopefully they'll find a permanent fixture there soon for Troy. But at the moment, Troy doesn't mind. That's he's spraying the bubbly there. Let's take a final classification. Let's take a final look at the classification, shall we, from the feature race here in Jeddah. And this is how it is then. Troy then won that race out fast enough as well. So 26 points on off there for Troy. Retakes the lead in the Formula 2 Championship. Second position was Lights. Great drive from Lights there. Third position was Luke. Good drive from Luke as well. Kaidal in fourth. Equals in fifth position after non-starting the sprint. Unfortunately, no fault of his own there. Sixth position was Bessier. Cirrus Mushroom. Great drive to seventh. Siege in 8th, Vince in 9th, and Gamer in 10th position now. Outside the points is Higgs in 11th, Lucifer 12th, Hassel 13th, Jinner 14th, Martin 15th, Reflection 16th, Chewy 17th, Percy 18th, Brooksy 19th, and 20th was R2 Beat then, and that was the feature race. So we got Troy in the gantry now, I believe, and Troy, goodness me, that was a tough evening's work for you. But firstly, talk us about the sprint race, because it seemed to be very much very much dodgems in that opening race there.
Yeah, man. First corner was kind of bad, to be honest. Like, not from me, but like from everyone in general. I did expect it to be fair because it's different cars. It's a difficult corner. People were going like three wide in like brackets, or how to put it. So I did expect some carnage. There's nothing you can do apart from pray and hope you get through when you're like in the middle of everything as well. Starting from eighth, I think it was. But yeah, I got kind of pissed because I seen some of the lunges or whatever in front of me, which kind of caused the whole not collision, but like the whole barricade in front or whatever, to make like everyone slow down. So I was a bit frustrated by that. Most likely the guy behind me who actually spun me around wasn't at fault. It was more the guys in front of us. I don't know what they were doing. But yeah, I recovered okay in that one, and then yeah, in the main race or whatever you call it, I found my element really. I felt like.
You certainly did, because you was in the class of one then. I bet you was a bit frustrated by that safety car though, weren't you? Because you had a 5 second gap at one stage and just cruising, and then all of a sudden the safety car came out. What was your was you concerned by that, or did you feel that the race was still in your hands?
Yeah, man. Like obviously it's not ideal, but I was yeah. It happens all the time in racing, to be honest. So you got to be prepared for it. You got to kind of reset your mind a bit when that safety car comes out, and not like think too much about how the safety car screwed you over, and more about what you can like how you could do, or what's the best you could do out of the situation really. And usually when those things happen, like when those things occur, I always try to think of the positive, and I saw it more of a way where I could get the fastest lap for free when that safety car came out. So instead of seeing like negatives, I saw positive out of it instead.
And was you concerned by anyone when that safety car came in then? Because we did see the likes of Percy getting up the order as well. Lights was also in was it very much in firing range as well. But with no DRS, was you concerned about anyone that might have been able to steal this win from you in the final stages?
Yeah, it was probably Lights or Percy because you could see already in quali how like clear they were off the field. I wasn't expecting to keep up the pace, like the race pace with them too, either. I mean, with Lights I could compare because we were racing quite a lot. Percy, I was racing just for a bit when he got damage or whatever, so it would have been interesting to see what he could have done. But I mean, to be fair, like Light's done a really good race today as well. Really like putting some good pressure on me. It like sometimes it looks easy on stream, but it definitely wasn't. Like I had to be on it like throughout the whole race, and he really drove a good race as well. So really, like you can't take the performance away from him either. To be fair.
Serious Russian just said, I think that Troy was concerned about him. I think that well, that's a good end to the stream. Very well done today, Troy, and you take the lead, retake the lead in the F2 Championship as well. Brilliant stuff indeed. And that is going to be it then for tonight in F2. Brilliant race indeed. I love that. And two absolutely cracking and carnage races, to say the very least. Then we are now going to leave the Corniche circuit, and we are going to go on to the land down under. It's going to be the Australian Grand Prix. Round 3 of the World Championship. Gold will be on Sunday, 7:30 UK time. Of course, the man who I was just speaking to is leading the championship at the moment there, with a game having a very strong start to the season. Currently second at the moment, so looking forward to that one. Silver then very much a knife edge at the moment in Silver, isn't it? Goodness gracious me, we've had two different races in Silver, hasn't it? It's very much balanced at the top then, and same with Bronze as well. Two different winners in Bronze. It's very much a fine balance then. And we'll also be coming back for the F2 as well for another race in Australia. Cannot wait for that. Fantastic 4. We'll see you in the land of Australia. Goodbye.